Or we're talking about people, the change, you
The
go to the
change,
store?
go to the grocery store.
Okay, Mrs. Boatner, let's take up where we stopped. You were talking about going to the grocery store and race relations at that time.
There's some, when you go in the grocery store, pay for your groceries, there's some that won't touch your hand, they'll drop your chain in like that. Matter of fact, they still do it today. But when my brother had got killed, some was very, very outpouring, like, you know, very sorry that it happened and everything. And there's some just didn't care.
Do you think things have gotten better now? Like, are people more likely to put your change in your hand? Are they more likely to speak, or is it about the same?
That's a yes and no question.
Just some people.
Some people's they are kind to people despite of, and there are some still have the attitude, you know, that you who you are, I'm who I am. And there are some that will go all out their way to say good morning to you, and some will not do that, you know, and we're used to that here in Jasper, you know. And when we get ready to do something at the Byrd Park, in fact, the city of Jasper, I used to get mail from different people who sign it and say, well, don't y'all leave it alone. We don't want this in our town.
They don't want the park.
They don't want us ever bringing it up. And so they send paper mail through the mail and tell me not to do this, not to do that. Why are you doing this? That we're not this. We want to forget about this and this and that. But I do what I need to do and everything. So that's a yes and no. Some do, some don't.
Well, do you still receive letters like that, or has it kind of died down?
The last one I received about 3 years ago.
Do you ever save any of those letters?
I pack them down. They pack them down in my storage building.
Oh, okay.
And
About how many would you say you have?
Altogether, I got about 5 or 6 of them. And I just pack, yes, I pack them down, and I say that, well, that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel, and I feel sorry for them. They would not stop me, my family, talking about my brother, that who was dear to us, no matter what people think, you know, that's what we have to live with every day of our life.
Okay, when you classify the people who are negative like that, would you say it's a large percentage of the Anglo population, or just a small segment that would be negative?
Well, I can't speak for everybody, I don't know, but about a few that I got the letters for, keep letting me remind me that racism still exists, and that it probably will never be erased out, because people don't want to accept people for who they are.
Okay, so it just happens here and there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What do you think the economy was like in 1998 when it happened? People have jobs then, or were people doing okay?
They had jobs, and everybody was just trying to make it. Just trying to make it.
And that was during the Clinton years?
Yes. And Mr. Clinton, he wrote my mom a wonderful letter and different things, and it was awesome. It really was.
Okay. What would you say the economy is like today? Would you say that it's better than it was then, or worse, or about the same?
It's better in so many aspects, and sometimes, you know, with the economy, sometimes things goes up and then it go down. But I seem to think it's kind of better than it was.
After the incident happened, did you ever think about leaving or moving to another town?
No.
Is Jasper a tradition for your family? Have many generations of your family lived here, or how would you classify this town?
Well, my mom and daddy married, and they came to Jasper Station. That's where they stayed all their life. My mama passed, and my dad's still here. And so I was determined that I was going to move in where I'm staying right here. This is my hometown, and that's where I'm staying.
And have the rest of your siblings stayed here as well?
My baby brother, he's here. The rest of them live in Houston, in Boatner.
How many siblings do you have total?
I have 5 sisters, and I had 2 brothers. It's a big family.
Wow, that is a big family.
Big family.
That's why they're spaced out like that.
Yes, a big family.
And so where are you in the birth order? Are you the baby, or?
I'm the third to the baby.
Third to the baby?
Yes.
Okay. And then you have a younger sister and a younger brother?
Yes.
Okay. And so most of them moved to Houston, or what
Well,
would
my
you say, or
brother lived-
half moved to Houston?
Yes, my brother Thurman, he lived in Dallas. My brother got killed. He was in Dallas, Texas. And after he had got killed and came home for a little while, then he decided to move home, help me take care of mom and dad.
That's the one that lives across the street from you?
Right down the road, yes.
Right down the road?
Yes.
And do you have any other siblings who live nearby?
One in Boatner, the rest of them in Houston.
So you have just the brother, and then your father is down the street?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Well, do you think the incident encouraged them? Was that why they decided to move away, or were they probably going to move to a bigger city anyway?
They always have lived in Houston.
Okay, even when it happened?
Even when it happened.
So they had no bearing on their decision?
No, whatsoever.
Okay. What political party do you think was most popular then? You think it was the Republicans or the Democrats when it happened in 1998? What's your feel for that?
Well, it really wasn't a Democrat or Republican thing, so all of them reached out to my family. Tay Baylor Hutchins and Rick Perry, Clinton, it was just so many, so I can't say it's been a Republican or Democratic thing, because they all came in like unity. Safoni, she came here to Jasper, and all of them, and Jesse Jackson came. It was just so many, so I can't say really it was Republican or Democratic. It was just people coming together.
Okay, so it wasn't anything political about it at all?
Well, not to me, I say it like that.
Not to you. Okay. What about the role that the church played in helping in the healing process? Do you remember any of the ministers?
Yeah. Pastor Lamb, Pastor Givers, my pastor, Daniel Stafford, Father Ron, which I love so dearly.
Yeah, we just
interviewed
him today.
And the Minister Alliance, I can't remember all their names, but it was so many wonderful people that really just stepped in and just had prayer and just very encouraging. And at that time we saw black and whites together. It wasn't about what color you were, it was about unity, and that was a blessing.
Okay. Did you participate in the choir? I hear there's some type of event that's sponsored here where the choirs unite.
Oh yeah, One Voice.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been there yet. I usually have it when we have them at my church. So
oh, okay. So you haven't been.
I love my church, so that's why I do. But they have it once a year, but I never been there.
And what's the name of your church again?
Peaceful Rest Baptist Church.
Peaceful Rest. Is that, how would you classify that? Is that one of the larger African American churches, or a smaller one, or middle size?
Middle size.
Middle size. And how long have you been a member of that church?
About 15 years.
15 years. Okay. What did you think of the media coverage? Since you're a family member, you probably can offer a different perspective. Do you feel like they presented everything in a fair manner, or do you think it was kind of biased?
Sometimes you think that it's fair, and sometimes you think you just be overbearing. And sometimes that the media is good in some aspects, and sometimes they're really not good. And because where they might see was a problem, we might not saw it as a problem. You see what I'm saying? And so we learn to choose between what is good and what is bad. And if they come with a negative aspect, then we back up. We don't respond to that, because that's not what my daddy would have us to do. So we try to be positive in everything we do. And sometimes the media will come and just taking the turn a different way. And then when we praying for peace, then sometimes one might come in and turn around and start something that don't need to be started. And most of myself, I done very, very low key.
You wanted a quiet?
I don't want to say quiet. I'm just a low key person.
Okay.
I just said that it wasn't my time yet to speak. I had too many other things to take care of. Making sure that my mom and dad was taken care of and everywhere they need to be taken care of. Because as being a mother and a father of this heinous crime, it was very devastating. So I spend my time doing what I need to do best.
Okay. And at that time, were you all in the same neighborhood when it happened? Did you live close to your parents?
Yes.
So you were able to help them go through the healing process?
Yes. Matter of fact, when they got the news, I was there when they got the news.
How did they get the news?
A friend of the police came.
Knocked on the door?
Knocked on the door. James Carter and that other guy named came and broke the news to my parents. And I have not shared the whole story with everybody yet, because I'm going to do me a book, the untold story of Jasper, Texas. So I can't go into deeper than that.
You can't go into deep. You can't tell us what they said when they knocked on the door?
No, can't go into deeper than that.
Okay. What do you think about the racial mix of like people on the school board and the city council? Do you think it's pretty